Right? All right, now look at this here. This is very important. This may sound like this ain't the real deal, but of course, like everything else, you'll find out what Pops is telling you the truth. Especially y'all in there, especially y'all are saying that nigga crazy. This is 4. The original computers only had 4 places to work with. If you go back and remember your original calculators, the screen only had, came up about that big, and it was green. Got me? All right. These are considered windows. Now, behind these windows, you got this. A 1, a 0, a 1, and those are the figures that could fall within that framework. And then those are multiplications of binary math by which they program computers. Anybody understand what I mean? All right. Now watch what happens. When they have to create a number in this here screen. I'm not saying they don't have them this long now. I'm saying the original configuration of the computer back in 1943 only had 4 digits it can work with. You got that? And they shape the numbers inside these boxes. Pick a number. 8. 8 would have to be here, 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 and there. You understand that? Sometimes it would break in the middle like this. Have a small break in at the corner. You ever see that inside of a computer? What do you call it? Analog numbers. Thank you. So now, when you only have 4 of these boxes, you're allowed to go you can go to 1999. Because the number 1 can only come up on this side. Because if it comes up on this side, it interferes with the next number. You with me? So if this number was, let's say 9, that would be the 9, you got it? See that? If the 1 was over here, what would happen? You wouldn't be able to tell it was a 9 or an 8. You got it? So now, number 1 can either appear here or there. So now, how do you write 2,000 when if you squeeze these together, you lose all these digits, and this will become 6? Because you need the 1 over here. And then you can put the 9 there. And you can put the 9 there. And the 9 there. So you can get 1, 9, 9, 9. But if you go for 2, you got that? 2, what happens over here? Okay? 2, 2, what happens over here? This number 1 can't go on this end, it would have to go here. Because you'd be occupying the same space. Because their computers can't move the 1 without altering the first 2 numbers, it makes it impossible for the computers, so they'll go back, all the way back around to 1999. You follow what I'm saying? As far as, or they can go to 1000. But they can't do 2 without this changing into a 6, which will give them, in the year 2000, the year 6,000. Mathematically. And that would confuse the computer, you follow? Jam the system, and the mark of the beast would be confirmed. You see, they get the year 2000 by calculating from the Gregorian calendar that they created of Jesus. Jesus being 2,000 years ago, we're 1,999 years from that. From the year 2000, you add 1 more year, you get 2,000. But if Jesus was back 4,000 years ago, which was their Jesus canon, when you bring it up, it'll come down to 4,000 and 2,000, which would be, and that will jam the computers. The computers were not designed to create that. Nowadays they have these here things way out like this, and they got figures like that, but the computers don't have the configuration. Inside them, the binary figures only do 4 digits. It's either 0, 1, 0, 1, or 0, or 1, 1, 1, 0, or it can only do 4 figures. You know what I'm saying? It can't even do 1, 1, 1, 1 without throwing the computer off. Did I lose you? Thank you. With that in mind, right? It's simple. It feels simple. They just don't want to tell anybody. I just want to see how long they're going to play this game. With that in mind, they're up against some very serious problems. Either they have to get back inside their computers and reprogram the computers, set up a whole new system. You follow that? That means that they have to hire people to sit down by hand, manually, and sit in and just redo all the new bank cards with everybody's name. This is what they're saying will cost billions of dollars. Now, if you don't believe me, as usual, I'm going to tell you, go check it out. You'll find out that any bank or any large corporation is trying to so-called prepare for this event is doing no more than hiring manual laborers to go inside and sit down and retype all their cards to give it with a new computer that now does have the ability to use 8 figures. Move from 4 screens to 8. And that's why now if you look at some of your calculators and ad machines, you see 8 screens. They're long, they're all the way across like this. But that does not protect them against what they have been doing since 1940. That's all the things that we live by, the navigation, the air, everything that we've been following is under the 4 digits. They never even considered the world getting to the year 2000. They was making the computer specifically to alter matter so that they can use Einstein's formula. And they couldn't use his formula because people couldn't do the equation 9 to the 9th power of 9. It's a mathematical equation that becomes infinite because if any individual was to sit down and figure it out, if they wrote 1 number per second, they still would never be able to finish writing out the answer. It's like when you write down pi, 3.14. That's a round off figure. You start adding all the figures to pi goes up to about 1,000 digits. But because it keeps breaking into percentages of itself. And so when you get mc squared, energy times mass speed of light, Einstein's so-called theory, which became a fact, relativity, it became relative, really, right? You're coming up with formulas that no man could do in his head. So they had to create a Superman. And the Superman they created was the first computer, IBM. And they called him Hal. That's right. They called him Hal because the numbers in the computer are Arabic numbers. And the word Hal in Arabic means can you, or did you, or do you. You follow what I'm saying? In the movie,